The sun shone brightly over the blue planet called Earth. In the sky, a spaceship glimmered, descending slowly toward the surface. Inside the ship was a young alien princess named Lyra. She came from a powerful empire far away in the galaxy. Lyra was strong, smart, and curious, but she felt nervous about visiting this new world. As the ship landed, Lyra stepped out and looked around. Everything was different. The air smelled fresh, and the sounds of laughter and chatter filled her ears. She saw humans walking, playing, and working together. Their lives seemed full of joy, but Lyra felt a mix of excitement and fear. Would they accept her? Would they see her as a friend or a foe? Lyra took a deep breath and started to explore. She walked through a park where children played on swings and flew colorful kites. The sight made her smile. She remembered her home, where children were often trained for war instead of play. It was nice to see humans enjoying life. As she walked, she noticed a group of kids gathered around a street performer. He juggled bright balls and made everyone laugh. Lyra felt a warm feeling in her heart. She wanted to join them. Feeling brave, she approached the group. "Can I try?" she asked with a shy smile. The kids looked at her in surprise but nodded. They handed her a ball and she started juggling. To her amazement, she caught the rhythm quickly. The children cheered, and for the first time, Lyra felt like she belonged. But soon her thoughts turned dark. She remembered the reason for her visit. Her home planet had sent her to negotiate peace with Earth. However, deep down, she worried that her people would not understand humanity. The Empire saw humans as weak and unworthy. Lyra wanted to change that view, but she knew it would not be easy. As she continued her walk, Lyra heard a loud noise in the distance. She turned to see dark ships appearing in the sky. Her heart raced. She recognized those ships. They belonged to her empire. Panic filled her mind as she realized they had come to attack. "No, not now," she thought, feeling desperate. Suddenly, she saw humans running in fear. They were shouting and trying to escape. Lyra felt a rush of determination. She could not let her people destroy this beautiful world. She remembered the joy she felt just moments ago. These humans had welcomed her with kindness, and she needed to protect them. Lyra quickly gathered her thoughts. She spotted a group of soldiers preparing to defend their city. They looked brave but overwhelmed. "I have to help them," she whispered to herself. With her heart pounding, she rushed toward the soldiers, ready to join the fight. "Wait! I can help!" she shouted, but the soldiers looked at her with confusion. "You're an alien! You can't fight with us!" one soldier replied. But Lyra would not give up. She raised her chin and said, "I may be an alien, but I have trained to be a warrior. I can help you." With no time to waste, Lyra grabbed a weapon from a nearby soldier. She had trained in combat her whole life, but this was different. The fear she felt fueled her bravery. As the ships descended closer, she could see the alien warriors preparing to attack. Just as the first ship landed, Lyra remembered her training. She felt powerful, ready to show the humans that she could fight. She charged forward alongside the soldiers, ready to defend her new friends and the world she had come to love. In that moment, Lyra knew she had found her purpose on Earth. As the battle began, she fought with all her might, showing both strength and compassion. The humans around her fought bravely, too, and together they faced the invaders. Lyra felt a deep connection to the people she had just met, and for the first time, she knew she belonged. The battle raged on, and Lyra fought alongside the humans. She used her skills and strength to defend her new friends. With each enemy she faced, she felt a growing bond with the people of Earth. The soldiers fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. Lyra knew that they needed a new plan if they were going to win. As the dust began to settle after the fight, Lyra surveyed the scene. Many humans were injured, and some had lost their lives. She felt a heavy weight in her heart. These people had welcomed her, and now they were paying the price for her presence. She realized that she could not return to her home planet. She had to stay on Earth and help protect it from her own empire. Sitting on a nearby bench, Lyra watched as medics rushed to aid the wounded. She felt torn inside. Her empire had sent her to negotiate peace, but now they were the enemy. "What do I do?" she wondered. She had never felt this kind of responsibility before. The fate of Earth rested on her shoulders. Suddenly, a voice broke her thoughts. It was Captain James, one of the soldiers she had fought with. "Princess Lyra, you were incredible out there," he said, his face bruised but smiling. "You fought like a true warrior." "Thank you, Captain," Lyra replied, feeling a sense of pride. "But we need to talk. My people will come again. I can't let them hurt anyone else." James nodded, understanding the seriousness of the situation. "We need to prepare for their return. But how? They are powerful, and we have limited resources. I want to train with you and the others," Lyra said firmly. "I will learn your ways. I want to protect Earth." James looked at her with admiration. "That's a brave decision. But are you sure? You could return to your planet and live in safety." "No," Lyra said, shaking her head. "I've seen what humans can do. They have strength, courage, and hope. I want to be part of that. I want to fight for this world." Lyra's words echoed in her mind. She had found something special among humans, friendship and purpose. The thought of going back to her empire felt wrong. She could not abandon the people who had welcomed her and fought beside her. Lyra realized she was not just an alien princess, she was part of Earth now. The following days were filled with intense training. Lyra practiced alongside the human soldiers, learning everything she could. They taught her how to use different weapons, tactics for surprise attacks, and the importance of teamwork. She felt stronger every day, and her skills improved quickly. The soldiers admired her determination and bravery, and soon they saw her as one of their own. Lyra formed close bonds with her new friends. She shared stories about her home, and they shared tales about Earth's history. They laughed and trained together, growing closer with each passing day. Lyra felt like she had found a family, and she was determined to protect them. As time passed, Lyra noticed changes in herself. She was no longer the scared alien princess who had arrived on Earth. She was now a warrior, ready to fight for what she believed in. The humans inspired her to embrace her strength and to stand up for those who could not fight for themselves. One evening, as the sun set, Lyra and Captain James stood on a hill overlooking the city. "Look at all those lights," James said, pointing toward the horizon. "This place is worth fighting for." Lyra nodded, her heart swelling with pride. "I will protect it with everything I have. I will not let my empire destroy what I have come to love." James placed a hand on her shoulder. "Together we will be unstoppable. Your courage inspires us all." Lyra smiled, feeling a sense of hope. She had made a tough decision, but it was the right one. She had chosen to stand with her new friends and fight for Earth. And in that moment, she knew she had found her true home. Weeks passed, and life on Earth began to feel normal for Lyra. She trained hard every day with Captain James and the other soldiers. They prepared for the day when her empire would return. But deep inside, Lyra felt anxious. She knew her people would not give up easily. One sunny morning, Lyra and the soldiers were practicing in the training yard. They were running drills, sharpening their skills. Lyra moved quickly, showing her strength and speed. The humans watched in awe as she dodged, blocked, and countered every move. She felt like a true warrior. Suddenly, the peaceful atmosphere shattered. An alarm blared loudly through the air, sending everyone into a panic. "What's happening?" Lyra shouted, her heart racing. Captain James rushed to her side, worry written all over his face. "It's the ships! They're back!" he yelled. Lyra's stomach dropped. She knew this day would come, but she wasn't ready. "We have to warn everyone!" she shouted, running toward the command center. The soldiers quickly gathered their gear and prepared for battle. Lyra felt a surge of determination. She would not let her empire harm the humans she had come to love. As they reached the command center, they could see dark ships hovering in the sky. Lyra's heart pounded as she remembered the last battle. "We need a plan," she said, looking at the officers. "They will attack from above. We must protect the civilians." James nodded, his face serious. "Lyra is right. We need to create a barrier around the city. We cannot let them land and cause destruction." The officers quickly discussed their strategy, and Lyra felt proud to be part of the team. The soldiers raced to their positions, ready to defend their home. Lyra joined them, adrenaline coursing through her veins. As the ships descended closer, she could see the alien warriors preparing to attack. They looked fierce and powerful, and Lyra felt a chill run down her spine. "Remember, we are stronger together," James shouted, rallying the troops. Lyra felt a surge of courage as she raised her weapon. She was no longer just a princess, she was a warrior fighting for her friends. The first ship landed with a loud crash, and alien soldiers poured out, ready for battle. Lyra fought alongside the humans, using her skills to take down the enemies. She moved swiftly, dodging attacks and striking back with precision. The humans fought with all their might, showing bravery and teamwork. As the battle raged on, Lyra saw a familiar face among the enemy soldiers. It was the commander of her home planet, a tall figure with a cruel smile. "Princess Lyra!" he called out, his voice booming over the chaos. "You have betrayed your people. Surrender now, and I will spare your new friends." Lyra's heart raced with anger and fear. "I will never surrender!" she shouted back, her voice strong. "You are the one who has betrayed us. Earth is not your playground." The commander laughed, but Lyra could see the anger in his eyes. "You think you can protect these weak humans? They are nothing compared to the power of my empire." With determination, Lyra charged at the commander. She fought fiercely, remembering her training. The clash of their weapons echoed in the air, and Lyra felt the strength of her resolve. She fought not just for herself, but for all the humans who believed in her. As the battle continued, Lyra noticed that the humans were starting to tire. They were outnumbered, and the aliens were relentless. Lyra knew they needed to turn the tide. "We must regroup," she yelled, trying to rally the troops. "We can do this together!" James fought beside her, his face determined. "We need to push them back! We can't let them take our city!" With renewed energy, Lyra and the soldiers worked together, using their skills and tactics to push the aliens back. Lyra felt a deep sense of hope as they fought side by side. The humans were strong, and she was proud to stand with them. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the alien commander fell back. The remaining enemies began to retreat, realizing they could not win against the united front of Lyra and her friends. Cheers erupted from the soldiers, and Lyra felt a wave of relief wash over her. But as they celebrated their victory, Lyra knew this battle was only the beginning. The threat from her empire was far from over. She had to prepare for what was to come, for the safety of Earth and her newfound family. After the fierce battle, the soldiers of Earth felt a mix of relief and worry. They had won against the alien forces, but Lyra knew that her empire would not give up so easily. They would return, and when they did, they would come with even more strength. She could not let that happen. In the days that followed, Lyra trained harder than ever. She pushed herself to her limits, determined to become an unstoppable warrior. She practiced with different weapons, learned new fighting techniques, and worked on her strategy. The humans joined her, supporting her every step of the way. Together, they became a strong team. Captain James watched Lyra's dedication with admiration. "You're incredible, Lyra," he said one day during training. "You're stronger than many of our best soldiers." Lyra smiled, but she felt a sense of responsibility. "I must be strong for all of us. If my empire returns, I need to protect everyone here. I can't let them destroy this world." As Lyra trained, she began to notice changes in herself. She felt more powerful and confident. The humans around her no longer saw her just as a princess. They saw her as a true warrior. Lyra's bond with them deepened, and she felt a sense of belonging she had never experienced before. One afternoon, while practicing in the training yard, Lyra overheard a conversation between two soldiers. They were worried about the upcoming battle. "What if they come with even more ships? What if we can't win next time?" one soldier said. Lyra stepped closer, her heart heavy with concern. "We will win," she said firmly. "We have each other, and together we are strong. We can outsmart them." The soldiers looked at her, inspired by her determination. "You're right, Lyra. We can't lose hope." They agreed. Lyra knew that hope was powerful, and she wanted to share that hope with everyone. The following weeks were filled with preparation. Lyra and the soldiers designed new strategies for the next battle. They created traps, practiced ambushes, and built defenses around the city. Each day, Lyra felt more connected to her human friends. They were not just soldiers, they were family. One evening, while the sun set in a beautiful orange glow, Lyra gathered the soldiers. "I want to thank you all for your hard work," she said, her voice strong. "You have fought for Earth, and you have fought for me. Together we are unstoppable." Cheers erupted from the crowd. Lyra felt a wave of energy wash over her. She knew they were ready, but she also knew that the real test was still ahead. The next day, they received news that more alien ships were approaching. The time had come for the ultimate battle. As the ships appeared in the sky, Lyra felt a mix of fear and determination. She looked at her friends, each one ready to fight for their home. "Remember, we fight not just for ourselves, but for everyone on this planet," she reminded them. The ships landed with a loud thud and the alien warriors emerged. This time, they looked more fierce and prepared. Lyra's heart raced, but she stood tall, ready to face them. "We can do this!" she shouted, rallying her team. "Stay together and fight with all your strength." The battle began, and the air filled with the sounds of clashing weapons and shouts. Lyra fought alongside her friends, moving with agility and power. She felt like a force of nature, unstoppable and fierce. The humans fought bravely, inspired by her strength and courage. As the battle raged on, Lyra spotted the commander of her empire again. He was looking for her, determined to defeat her once and for all. Lyra locked eyes with him, and in that moment, she felt a fire inside her. She could not let him win. With every ounce of strength, Lyra charged at the commander. They fought fiercely, their weapons clashing with sparks flying. Lyra could feel the energy of her friends behind her, pushing her forward. She was not alone in this fight. As they battled, Lyra used every skill she had learned. She was quick, agile, and determined. Finally, with a powerful strike, she disarmed the commander. He stumbled back, shocked by her strength. "You are no longer the weak princess I once knew," he said, his voice filled with anger. "No, I am not," Lyra replied, her voice steady. "I am a warrior, and I will protect my home." With that, she delivered the final blow, sending the commander flying. The remaining alien warriors saw their leader defeated and began to retreat. The humans cheered, their spirits lifted by Lyra's victory. Lyra felt a rush of triumph. She had become the unstoppable warrior she had always wanted to be. She had fought for Earth and for her new family. Together, they had proven that courage and unity could overcome any threat. The battle was over, and the soldiers of Earth stood together, cheering for their hard-fought victory. Lyra felt a wave of relief wash over her. They had pushed back the forces of her own empire, proving that love and unity could defeat even the strongest enemies. As she looked at her friends, she knew this was just the beginning of a new journey. In the days that followed, the humans celebrated their victory. There were parties and gatherings filled with laughter and joy. Lyra felt happy to be part of this community. She had found her place on Earth, and she was determined to protect it. Captain James approached Lyra during one of the celebrations. "You were amazing out there, Lyra," he said, his eyes shining with admiration. "You've become a true leader." Lyra smiled, feeling proud. "I could not have done it without all of you. Together we are strong." She felt a deep bond with the humans, and her heart swelled with gratitude. As the celebrations continued, Lyra took a moment to reflect on her journey. She had come to Earth as a lost princess, unsure of her purpose. But through the battles and challenges, she had transformed into a warrior. She had found courage, strength, and a new family among the humans. However, she also knew that her empire might still seek revenge. Lyra understood that she had to be prepared for any future threats. So she gathered the soldiers for a meeting. "We have won today, but we must stay vigilant," she said, her voice serious. "My empire will not forget this defeat. We need to be ready for whatever comes next." The soldiers nodded in agreement. They had seen the strength of their enemy, and they understood the need to stay united. "We will train harder and be prepared," James declared, determination in his voice. "Together, we will protect our home!" Lyra felt a rush of hope. She was not alone in this fight. With her friends by her side, she felt ready to face anything. They began new training sessions, focusing on strategies to defend their city. Lyra led the soldiers, using her skills to help them improve. She taught them everything she had learned from her time on her home planet. As they trained, Lyra's bond with the humans grew stronger. They shared stories, dreams, and fears. Lyra learned about Earth's history, its cultures, and the beauty of its people. In return, she shared tales of her home, of her family, and the lessons she had learned as a princess. One day, as they rested after a long training session, Lyra looked at her friends. "I want to help others beyond our city," she said. "I want to share what we have learned and protect those who cannot fight for themselves." James nodded. "That's a great idea, Lyra. We can reach out to other cities and form alliances. Together, we can create a stronger defense." Excited by the idea, Lyra and the soldiers began planning their next steps. They organized missions to visit neighboring towns, sharing their knowledge and training others to defend themselves. Everywhere they went, they were welcomed with open arms. People admired Lyra's strength and bravery, and she inspired many to join the cause. As their network grew, Lyra felt a sense of purpose. She was not just protecting one city, she was building a community of warriors dedicated to defending Earth. She could feel the power of unity, and it filled her with hope. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, Lyra stood on a hill overlooking the city. She felt a deep connection to the land and its people. "This is my home now," she thought. "I will fight for it with all my heart." Suddenly, Lyra's thoughts were interrupted by a loud roar in the distance. She turned to see a group of aliens flying overhead in small ships. Panic spread through the crowd as they realized they were not just celebrating victory, they were still under threat. "Stay calm!" Lyra shouted, her voice steady. "We've faced them before and we can do it again." The soldiers rallied around her, ready to defend their home once more. Lyra felt a surge of courage. She was not just a princess or a warrior, she was a leader. She would protect her friends and the world she had come to love. As the alien ships descended, Lyra stood tall, ready for battle. She knew that together with her new family, they could face any danger that came their way. This was not just the end of one fight. It was the beginning of a new adventure, one where they would stand united against any threat. And so, Lyra embraced her new life, ready to write the next chapter of her story alongside the humans she had come to call family.